Oh, gross. 13 damage. Well, we definitely need to shatter off the top. Uh-oh. Got him. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Thanks for taking the time to watch Hello Good Game. Today, we're playing 4-color walkers. This is basically an Esper deck with Nicol Bolas added to it, which is the 4th color of red. And it's really not that much of a stretch because we just switch and start running Interplanar Beacon, or I think that's it, right? Yeah, Interplanar Beacon. So that's really going to make the mana really friendly for when we are casting Planeswalkers, and then we don't have any red sources that aren't Planeswalkers, so there's no need to just have any of that. So the mana base is really friendly. We are basically taking the Esper Walkers deck that we just looked at and evolving it to the most competitive state that it could currently be in before the release of Core Set 2021. So we're getting a lot of really new cool tools for Esper. So we've been playing all different kinds of Esper decks, kind of getting into the swing of things. As always, we're going to take a look at the deck list, break down each individual card, talk about the deck's strategies and synergies, watch today's gameplay footage where we talk about the different interactions within our deck and the other meta decks that we're going to see, the positive value, the negative value, etc., etc. Learn from some of my misplays, and then we're going to come full circle with my closing thoughts on the deck and then our plans for tomorrow. So thanks for watching, you guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you are notified of it tomorrow and can repeat the process. We're live on Twitch every single morning, 6 a.m. PST. Come say hello. And then we have the Discord. You can join if you have any questions or just want to share your experience with the game that we all love. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about 4-color walkers, which is built off of our Esper Walkers deck. Okay, so Agonizing Remorse. This is our first card. It's a 2-drop sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or a card from their graveyard. Exile that card. You lose 1 life. That's great for a couple of reasons. There's obviously all of the cards with escape, and then also things that can be brought back with stuff like ECD, for example. 1 copy of the Elder Spell. This is a sorcery. Destroy any number of target planeswalkers. You choose a planeswalker you control. Put 2 loyalty counters on it for each planeswalker destroyed this way. This is a really great way to get to a Liliana minus or an ultimate, or to get to a Nicol Bolas ultimate as well, right? 2 copies of Thought Erasure, another sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card and you surveil 1. That's really nice because we can take our planeswalkers, put them in the graveyard, and then bring them back later with our ECD. Moving on to our 3-drops, Oath of Kaya. This is a legendary enchantment. We have 2 copies of this. When Oath of Kaya enters the battlefield, it deals 3 damage to any target and you gain 3 life. Whenever an opponent attacks a planeswalker you control with 1 or more creatures, Oath of Kaya deals 2 damage to that player and you gain 2 life. 2 copies of Kaya Orzhov Usurper. This is a 3 loyalty planeswalker, a +1 ability of exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. You gain 2 life if at least 1 creature is exiled this way. -1, exile target non-land permanent with converted mana cost 1 or less. That's so nice to take out the Witch's Ovens. -5, Kaya Orzhov Usurper deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards that player owns in exile, and you gain that much life. The +1 ability is also another great way to deal with cards like Uro, any escape cards, or the cats from the graveyard. Just anything that's in his grave that we don't want to be in his grave, right? Of course, we have to have 4 copies of Teferi, Time Raveler, another planeswalker coming in with 4 loyalty counters this time, a static ability. Each opponent can cast sorceries anytime they could cast, each opponent can cast spells only anytime they could cast a sorcery. Sorry about that. +1. Until your next turn, you may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. And -3, return up to 1 target artifact, creature, or enchantment to its owner's hand and draw a card. 3 copies of Cry of the Carnarium, a sorcery. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. All creatures that die this way or were put into the graveyard this turn are exiled instead, which is really cool. 3 copies of Narset, Parter of Veils. Coming in with 5 loyalty, a static ability of each opponent can't draw more than 1 card each turn. -2, you may look at the top 4 cards of your library. You may reveal a non-creature, non-land card from among them, put it into your hand, and put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Moving on to our 4-drops, we have 3 copies of Atris, Oracle of Half-Truce. This is a 3/2 with Menace, and when he enters the battlefield, target opponent looks at the top 3 cards of your library and separates them into a face-down pile and a face-up pile. Put 1 pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. 3 copies of Shatter the Skies, Sorcery. Each player who controls a creature with power 4 or greater draws a card, then destroys all creatures. Moving on to our 5-drops, we have 2 copies only of Elspeth Conquers Death. This is an enchantment saga. On the turn you play it, exile target permanent an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or greater. On your next upkeep, non-creature spells your opponent casts cost 2 more to cast until your next turn, and then on your following upkeep, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 or loyalty counter on it, depending on if it was a creature or planeswalker. 4 copies of Nicol Bolas, Dragon God. This has 4 loyalties when it comes in. Static ability of Nicol Bolas, Dragon God has all loyalty abilities of all other planeswalkers on the battlefield, including yours and your opponent's. +1, you may draw a card. Each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. -3, destroy target creature or planeswalker. -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Onto our 6-drops, we have 2 copies of Liliana Dreadhorde General, coming in with 6 loyalty, a static ability of whenever a creature you control dies, draw a card, +1, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token, and -4, each player sacrifices 2 creatures, -9, each opponent chooses a permanent they control of each permanent type, and then sacrifices the rest. These spells are accompanied by 4 Hallowed Fountains, 4 Godless Shrines, 1 Temple of Silence, 3 Temples of Deceits, 4 Watery Graves, a Steam Vent, a Blood Crypt, 4 Savi Triumphs, and 4 Interplanar Beacons. We are playing traditional today, which means best of 3 sideboard action. Our sideboard consists of 2 Grafdigger's Cage, a 1-drop artifact. Creature cards in graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Players can't cast spells from graveyards or libraries. Devout Decree, a 2-drop, exile target creature or planeswalker that's black or red, scry 1. Another Agonizing Remorse, Nauseous Grasp, an instant, destroy target creature or planeswalker that's green or white, you gain 1 life. 1 Dovin's Veto, this spell can't be countered, counter target non-creature spell. 2 D-Sparks, an instant, exile target permanent with converted mana cost 4 or greater. An additional Cry of the Carnarium. 1 Extinction Event, choose odd or even, exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value, either odd or even. An additional Elspeth Conquers Death. 1 Thought Distortion, this spell can't be countered, target opponent reveals their hand, exile all non-creature, non-land cards from that player's hand and graveyard. And of course, 2 Helioid's Intervention, an instant, in which case we get to choose 1, destroy X target artifacts and or enchantments, target player gains twice X life. So as far as sideboard action goes, take out what's bad, put in what's good. This isn't a very in-depth review of the meta, so you're going to have to figure it out because there are a lot of unique plays to work through, right? So just try to determine what really stifled you that first match, and then take out things that didn't help against it and put in things that do. That's the basic rule of thumb, right? So that's the deck list. Let's begin to break down the deck strategy of 4-colored walkers. If you've been paying attention to the channel and watching our Esper videos, you basically get the feel for it. Really, it just is survival. Play the planeswalkers, start to oppress your opponents, survive with field wipes, and then recycle your planeswalkers with ECD. It's as easy as that. There are some really unique interactions that I do want to talk about. The Surveil is really nice. Having the ability to take a planeswalker off the top of your deck, putting it right into your graveyard is really nice. That allows us to bring it back with ECD without having to have a planeswalker die, which is incredible because we want to be getting as much value as possible. And if we can cast a Liliana or a Nicol Bolas for free through our ECD, absolutely, that's amazing, right? We do not have Dream Trawler. We have Atris, Oracle of Half-Truce. I find this just makes it more consistent. You get to have that double draw when he hits, and then you're also putting things into the graveyard immediately, which is really good for your ECD because your opponent doesn't want to give you Bolas. They don't want to give you Liliana, so they're going to make you put it into your grave or try to trick you into putting it into the grave. And then if it does, you just pull it out with your ECD anyways, right? Obviously, we talked about Kaya's benefit within the meta. Her plus ability is great, getting creature cards out of the graveyard, and then the minus is great for dealing with those oppressive ovens as well. Teferi's doing the bounce job. Narset does the draw, which is really, 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 really good. The hardest part about this deck, you guys, is hitting the land drops. Really, there's not much strategy to it. There's so much survival. Like, we have Cry of the Carnarium, we have Shadow of the Sky, we have Elspeth Conquers Death, so you should be able to hit removal all the way through. We even have Oath of Kaya, and then normal Kaya and Teferi. So there's a lot to get your opponent with here. Agonizing Remorse is really good early game, Thought Erasure early game, and then you start pressing with Planeswalkers, and then you only use removal when you need it, obviously, right? And then, yeah, you just work your way into a Nicol Bolas, start having him exile while you draw, and just kind of like putting him in that chokehold where he can't get back from. And then the same thing kind of goes with Liliana. So that's the deck strategy. There's not too much to it. We did touch on the sideboard really quick. I'll give you my initial thoughts. Grafdigger's Cage does exactly what it says. So if he's casting from his graveyard, anything with Lurrus, maybe the sacrifice decks, this does really good, right? Devout Decree, anything that's red or black. So again, the sacrifice decks, that gets really good. Agonizing Remorse, if it's maybe a Sultai deck, something that you need to exile, if it's got Urros in his opening hand. Noxious Grasp, again, if it's green or white, anything there. Dovin's Veto, it goes across the board whenever you need to counter a non-creature spell. Casualties of War came up today, so that's in the front of my mind. Despark, if he's got a big baddies deck where you want to exile instant speed, right? The cards just do what they say they do. Extinction Event, if he's running an aggro deck, that's all one cost, right? So this would eat up mono red aggro really well for the Extinction Event. ECD if he's got big baddies, Thought Distortion if it's a control deck, and Heliod's Intervention if it has lots of artifacts and enchantments. So pretty basic. You're gonna get the lay of the land, most certainly if you play a couple matches, right? As I said, take out what's bad, put in what's good. Lots of the times if it's a control deck, take out your Cry of the Carnarium, take out an Oath of Kaya, right? Sub out some of your creature removal for more of those control styled matchup cards. If you have any questions, make sure to ask us in the comments down below or in the Discord. We'd love to help you get this deck fine-tuned for your personal playstyle. And this deck does come to us by one Nof90B. He reached 422 in Mythic June 2020 season. So big shout out to Nofe90B. A sick deck, I really like it. And I really enjoy the fact that we've added Nicol Bolas to our Esper deck, just with the slight inclusion of our beacons and a couple dual color lands, just to make it that much easier, right? So let's get into today's gameplay footage. But before we do, I want to thank you guys one more time for continuing to support the channel, both freely with your time and attention, and those of you who do it financially through Patreon, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you guys so much. You're absolutely amazing. I started uploading new content for our supporters within the YouTube membership program. So this is private content that just our supporters get, and then Patreon gets this content as well. So if you're interested in that, check out those programs. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I hope you really enjoy today's 4-color Esper Walkers gameplay footage. I know I had a great time playing it, and I think I'm going to push rank with this deck for the rest of the season. So enjoy today's gameplay footage, and we'll see you in a few minutes for our closing thoughts. Take care. This is an ideal hand if our opponent is playing aggro, I guess. Right? It looks like a control match, though, so this hell hand is worthless. Oops. Looks like Sultai, though, so it's a little bit different. Hopefully he tries to ramp and we can cry some stuff.
You had some oh, I'm sorry, was that dear to you?
Definitely Sultai Rat. So we're minusing our Teferi because we know that he's gonna hit us with
Be gone. You won.
what is it? The destroy one of everything. Casualties of war. Yeah, he's already at 5, right?
Don't worry, I got this.
Keeping his graveyard empty, I guess, is semi-helpful.
Not forever.
It limits him from playing his Uro. Things like this. There's a nice mana fixing for us in that Triome. Gonna kill our Triome, our Oath, our Teferi. Ooh, kills Kaya instead.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Gonna put our stop on his upkeep. Pass our turn, let him draw. And now take his hand. Oh, we don't have enough land. Ouch.
I'll protect you. I am not going to sit this one out. Here we go.
Just trying to get that draw going. We need more swamps. 2 of them. We have them here, but they're both slow. Oh, Cavalier of Thorns, nice.
I've got it.
So we do have an instant speed shatter. Hopefully he just goes right into playing an Uro. This is never good. Keep in mind, he does get to draw this card when he plays his Uro. Or just classic Growth Spiral. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He can even play it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Does play his Uro, though. Okay. At least.
Let's try this.
Will remake the multiverse in my image.
He probably wants to now casualty our Bolas instead. But we're still going to lose our Triome. Teferi gets to stay, though, which is helpful. Keeping his graveyard empty, so Uros are dead.
Here goes nothing.
We can Atris and then Agonizing Remorse on his upkeep again, or his draw step. I'll take Narset. Lose the land, yeah. Let's put her stop out. Let's see what you got. Alright. Krasis is gone.
I really should have seen that coming.
Narset will pull us another Teferi, that's fine. We need to get these Uros out of the grave. We need a Kaya.
Practiced against many foes.
One Kaya, please.
Just the trick for this.
I mean, Bolo's not bad.
All will bow before Nicol Bolas.
He replaces himself. Nice. Hopefully he didn't draw anything to deal with it. Cavalier. Okay, whatever. Maybe we'll draw a third cry. He's down to 26. We're at 34. Ooh, he does get an Uro in play. Okay, we need a Shatter. We get a good draw. Oh, Elspeth, that's so good.
Keep an open mind.
Killing his Uro again. We're taking control slowly. We're assembling Exodius here. We're getting closer. He needs to just, like, free cast. Oh, nice. How do we sideboard for this? It was so painful. So we know, like, Cries can leave. The Grasp can come in. The Remorse can come in. And the Elspeth Conquers Death can come in. Alright. Let's try our best. That was a very good first match. We should be able to clean up here, though. Saltai Ramp. This is a very bad draw hand. A Triome, that's all. I mean, we'll make it work. Three Watery Graves. Seems legit. Nice. Okay, there goes our Agonizing Remorse. I was kind of counting on that to grab an Uro. Looking for a red source of mana. We do have instant speed removal. Negates my Thought Erasure. Interesting. Really wants to keep that hand intact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no way he uses an unbreakable formation on us. Oh, he does go for it. That's incredible.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Take the draw.
I have a plan.
Okay, Shatter. We just need another planes there now. Another.
This is hardly my worst.
Wow. That's oppressive. Thankfully, we're pulling land. Hopefully, he just floods. That's so dirty. Nice. Takes our Bolas. Guaranteed. Well, he actually might take Elspeth Conquers Death. That's the better play. Come on. Give us a land, give us a land, give us a land. Any color will do. There it is. Let's show him how it feels. Right? You can get rid of one of your lands now. Right? Hopefully we can roll with that for a little bit. There's no way he draws more Casualties of War. I think he busts his nut early, and we're going to be okay. I definitely think it's over. Unless this is another Casualties, we've got him. Ooh, a Hydra. Takes the draw, okay.
My schemes are never ending.
Let's take that. Player Narset as well, looking for more tools.
Now meditate and prepare.
Teferi's fine. Let's get some planes in play. Good game. That one was much easier than the first match, and we were still able to squeak in the win. Nicol Bolas is a beast. Playing first. We have to. 2 land, we go first. If we can draw a third, we're laughing. We get to scry. Plus, we have a couple chances to draw, so that's going to be nice. The only thing that worries me is our opponent's sleeves. Wow. OP, bro. There's our 3rd land. That's great. It isn't one that enables Narset, but I'll take it and not complain just to get Teferi on the field. Right, and then we still have a couple chances to draw another island. Annexing Remorse, taking her to Teferi. Almost guarantee it.
This is hardly my worst defeat.
Yeah, what do you do, right? I don't think we'll need Elder Spell right now. Maybe because he's playing a similar deck. It is Sultai though, so... The beacon enables our Nicol Bolas, which is really nice. And always sees a growth spiral on Narset. So that's awesome. Taking our Oath. I don't think he's a creature-based deck. I think this is another Sultai ramp deck. I mean, if he hits, how do you beat that without an Elder Spell? I'll take it. I'm not worried. And then I'll just redraw it.
Hone your prowess.
As long as we don't get hit with these casualties of war, right? We do need one more turn. And Nissa, interesting. Okay. That does set pace pretty good.
Behold, nature's true power.
Huh.
I still have much to learn.
How do we deal with this Nissa? Should have kept that freaking Elder Spell, that's how. We can Bolas on it, I guess, right? That's gonna be our best bet. Woof.
The land fights for us.
Shatter would be nice. I mean, that's fine too, but... And it's a -8 that we're looking to avoid. No, oh, I thought he had another Aether Gust. Whew! Scared me for a second.
The immortal Nicol Bolas.
It's cool that we could make our land a viable option. But... I think we just need to kill Uro.
Defiance has consequences.
Force him to attack us. We'll gain some life. And then we can hit his Nissa up next turn as well. It sucks. That's a lot of work. Missed out on 3 damage.
I have other plans.
That's nice. So we're sideboarding our Cry out again. I guess a Hydroid Crisis makes sense. Alright, we definitely need a shatter. Just disgusting.
In exchange for eternity, your existence is pointless.
Needing a shatter off of the top. Oh my lord.
Together, we will prevail.
What do you do against that?
The land shall conquer you.
Ugh, gross. 13 damage.
Conceivable.
Well, we definitely need a shatter off the top. Uh-oh. Got him. He needs a negate in hand. It sucks that he's ready to replay his arrows, though. That makes me sad. And then he still has Nissa on the field, obviously. We're just in a bad position. Like, it's too little too late. Yeah, that's gonna be game. I'm not sure what I could have done differently.
Friend.
Maybe have left the Uro and killed the Nissa. That's the only other thing we could have changed. This gentleman really takes his time. Oh, a Tomeo to dig for more casualties. Nice. Yeah, just -3, take it, bro. Don't be scared. I know you want it. He's gonna plus for a new one? Oh, he wants in my hand. Let's not let him do it. Alright, he won already, so... Do I need more removal? Yeah. I'm sure this is fine. Looks a lot better. And yeah, right? What else do you do? Try your best, get in there. Take out what's bad, put in what's good. Our cries were really bad, so let's get rid of those. Our opponent is going to take his time sideboarding. Got some new swag. A sick new hat today. Pretty cool, right? Not so shabby. And then like a player's jersey. I made a pretty funny, a pretty funny joke was made in chat earlier by Lus. He said, "All that's missing are my Ember Sleeves. Right? I thought that was pretty good. Classic, right? Red's always been my favorite archetype. That's what got me into Magic, at least competitively. So it's cool to represent, and yeah, I really like the quality of the shirts and really anything that you can buy from the MTG Arena Pro Shop. Check it out. We're playing first, obviously. Oh, man. I'm so greedy. We need that land or it's all over. The Surveil helps us get it, I guess. It's a very heavy hand, though. That's fun. Looking for our planes. That shatter we did need last time. It's not good unless we have the land to cast it, though. Because we have 2 Teferis, he may take our Thought Erasure away from us. Right? Thought Erasure or Teferi, he really... It's a hard pick. I would say Thought Erasure just so I can't see his hand. That's going to be a huge benefit for him. Unless he's that scared of Teferi. But personally, I think Narset, or sorry, Thought Erasure is the better scoop for him. He does take its Teferi. Interesting.
Trust me. You'll thank me later.
Let's try to draw a land.
Might be a bad idea.
ECDs are fine. We can instant speed Thought Erase.
Don't worry. I got this.
He wants to kill my Teferi. Let's see what he's got. Taking his casualties. Alright. Land on top's fine. It enables our Bolas. He does have the Aether Gust, right? That'll help him. No, he doesn't have it now. Yes, he does. Oh, Lord.
I've got time.
We'll just let him cast it, put it back on the top of our library. Gain the life, right?
Nicol Bolas will resonate.
Let's just have him get rid of something. It is the Aether Gust. He realizes it's not so good. And we have our D-Spark. That's fun. Exile is really good against the Sultai ramp deck. We really need to avoid his Casualties of War. Best case, we pull a land, player Liliana. Nissa, okay. So we have ECD for this. He could kill Teferi. He does. Wow, what a jerk.
It's only a matter of time.
Oof, we don't have the correct land. Yikes. This is gonna be so weird. Right? Right? Oh my gosh, this is salty. And then we still plussed up our Nicol Bolas so he can't die. And we still were able to deal with everything on the field. That's hot, taking the Nissa's ability. Thank you.
I can help you no longer.
Gives us an excuse to get ECD in play. Grab our Teferi from the grave. It deters him from killing Bolas because it'll come back. So we're in a good position to get a win in game 2 and take it into game 3. Start eating away at his land.
You have no weakness I cannot exploit.
Let's Teferi bounce the 3/3. I think this is basically done. Like, he would really need to draw casualties to do anything.
Stand by and watch. No, I am not making this up as I go.
See what he's got. I guess we could have attacked there first. Whoops. Missed out on 3 damage, boys.
I know my responsibility.
Just keep assembling Exodius here.
If you wish to surrender now, I understand. I have just the trick for this.
Witness a mote of my power.
Got him. Right, it's only a matter of time till you realize that. So what worked, what didn't? Dovin's Veto protects us from Casualties of War, so that's like a good sub in, I think. Alright, our opponent is taking his time in sideboard, deciding what to do, what not to do. Most of his creatures are big, so our sideboard's pretty easy as far as taking out Cry and just putting in Exile effect, right? Deal with his Uro, stuff like this. ECD, because all the things are big. Dovin's Veto is nice. This Noxious Grasp is nice as well. He's not dropping it for 4. Ooh. He doesn't want to drop something for 4 though. Nice. So maybe we should have paid for it, and then we could have vetoed it. I mean, probably Kaya. These Lilianas are a ways out, and he takes the veto. Shoot. Okay, so I guess it doesn't really much matter. This is nice. It kind of shuts down his Uro. Unless he gets a casualties, and that sucks. Okay. He deals with this Kaya, so Uro's safe. Casualties of War is over at this point, right? It's as bad as Agent of Treachery. Going after people's lands is aggressive. And this, okay. Sure. We can slowly deal with that. I really need Narset on field so he can't draw.
Behold, nature's true power.
Oh, no, no. Takes our grasp. Shit. Nice play. We were going to grasp and then wipe. But now we're in a weird position. We need another land next turn. 100%. Fuck. That's over. Good game.
Harness the elements.
Big ouchies. Sultai ramp coming out on top here. I mean, Narset will help us. Too little too late, though, I think is how that equation works.
The land shall conquer you.
Yeah, and then he hits for 3 next turn after we shatter. Ouch. Alright, closing thoughts. 4-color walkers. Really reminds me of Esper walkers. It's basically the exact same thing with Nicol Bolas, which I do not mind. It fits great. It's so good. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We do have monthly tournaments. Don't forget about our Brawl and our Artisan tournaments. Join our Discord if you're interested in those. They're free to enter with cash prizes. I really recommend you involve yourself. Start to grow that collection on somebody else's dime, right? Subscribe to the channel for your chance to win up to 500,000 gems. That's really important as well. Obviously, if you're still watching, I'm sure you've already done that. Thanks for supporting the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share to a friend, and hit the bell icon so you're notified and can do it all again. Are you excited for Core Set 2021? I know I am. Woof. So many things going on. We're live every single day, 6 a.m. PST on Twitch. Come say hello, and yeah. Do you guys like the new swag? Yeah, you do. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a great day.